Linn Bulldogs Coach's Corner, a service of Blue Valley Technologies, the Blue Valley Insurance Agencies, Midwest Products, and Kuhlman Implement and Hardware.
Since 1935, farmers have relied on sales and service from Kuhlman Implement and Hardware in Linn. Your certified AGCO Gale, Gleaner, Husqvarna, and Massey Ferguson dealer, Kuhlman can service tractors and farm equipment as well as automotive. They'll keep you going with any job around the farm, stocking hardware, parts, electrical, and plumbing supplies, as well as custom-made chains and hydraulic hoses. Count on Kuhlman Implement and Hardware in Linn.
As a farm or ranch owner, you've invested heavily in your agribusiness, especially in your livestock. Protecting them from accidents, fires, and other natural disasters is crucial for your farm's success. At Blue Valley Insurance, we recognize the importance of your animals as assets to your livelihood. Visit our offices in Linn, Greenleaf, Hanover, or Marysville to explore comprehensive livestock insurance options tailored to your needs. Safeguard your farm's future with Blue Valley Insurance today.
This new year, you deserve better. Better internet, better speeds, and better service from a company that gives back to your community. Sign up for Blue Valley Technologies fiber internet and get 3 months free. Already a customer? Try a faster speed for 3 months at no extra cost. For more details, visit us at bluevalley.net or call 877-876-1228. Happy New Year.
From the ground up, Midwest Products Hanover can assist with concrete drives, parking, walks, entries, foundations, and support walls. Quality people help produce quality products, and you can rely on their crews for a job done right. Concrete plants at Hanover, Washington, and Clay Center. Midwest Products also haul rock, sand, and gravel. They have a crane for rent and can assist with site preparation. Start your next job with a call for a quote today from Midwest Products at Hanover.
Welcome into the Linn Bulldogs Coach's Corner program, chatting today with boys basketball head coach Bennett Bargdale. Coach, want to talk about the TVL tournament a little bit. You know, team went 1-2 there in those games, lost to Centralia in that 5th place contest. I know we were chatting a little bit there over at Washington about how your team played, but talk about it a little bit. What do you think the boys took away from that experience?
I think they've taken away that they need to take care of the ball. We turned it over way too much, and they paid for it a little bit at practice yesterday. We took away some good things. You know, losing games is never fun, but you have to use them as a learning experience. And losing to teams like Clifton Clyde and Centralia, you know, those are good teams out there, but it's also teams that we feel like we should be able to beat. So I think what we took away is that it's now or never time. We talked about a lot of things and how in these ball games where it's tight most of the game, and then maybe it ends up being a 10-point game, how little things, couple possessions that end up in points instead of turnovers, making more free throws, buying in and doing those little things could really make a difference for us. And if we would have done it earlier, you know, we could have a much better record than what we're sitting with right now.
You know, when you talk about and you say those comments, I hear the term, it's learning how to win. And I know your team has a nice mix of experience versus, you know, maybe some new kids getting on there for varsity. But, you know, for your experience too, in your playing days, how hard is that, though, to teach that ability to finish out games and to win?
Yeah, it's not easy. A lot of teams make it look easy because they've won a lot. When you haven't had the experience of maybe winning every single game since 3rd grade, you don't always understand those things. It takes hard work to actually finish out games the right way and win them the right way. Something that I told my team is there's a process. Luckily, we got to skip a step. I always say you got to lose big first, then you can lose small, then you can win small, then you can win big. Luckily, we haven't had to lose big too many times this year, but we have lost a few close games. And so we've got to learn how to win those games. And really, it's the real small, minute details. Who's going to take care of the ball? Who's going to make free throws? Who's not going to pee down their leg at the end of the 4th quarter, into the 3rd quarter when the pressure's high?
You know, I think you bring up a great point there. You're one of the teams, and I know we talked about it a couple weeks ago, having close games and just the benefit of that as you get into this back half of the season and not looking too far ahead, but you get, you know, into the sub-state run. How important are those lessons that your team's learned in these close games so far?
Oh, they're huge. You can already see them paying off at certain times throughout games, but playing in close games, it just helps things slow down. You never want your first close game to be late in the season because then you just feel sped up. And that's one thing where I'm starting to see my guys slow down a little bit at times. I still think they can slow down more. I continue to talk to them, especially like Grayson and Gabe, who they have the ball in their hands a lot, and that results in them having to think and make a lot of right plays at the end. Sometimes it's not always fair, but that's kind of the position that they're put in, and they know that, and they know that I'm going to be hard on them during those times, and that we expect them to do things the right way.
Well, and I know I've talked with a lot of coaches, and you too as well. Varsity is a whole different speed than JV when you get into that aspect. And we've talked about some things that you're wanting to see your team improve on, but where have you seen this team improve at since the beginning of this season?
Definitely sharing the ball. At first, we were really just kind of getting in the lane, and once we got in the lane, you could almost say it was like a black hole. That ball was getting tossed up at the basket. It didn't matter how many defenders we had on them. It's something, I've always preached is sharing the ball. You get in that lane, you jump stop, you scan the floor, you notice if there's multiple guys on you, then you kick out. And we worked on it a lot in practice. I guess to answer your question short, I would say sharing the ball and then also playing off of 2 feet. That's one thing that we're trying to do a lot more of. If you watch, Grayson Oldie has gotten a lot better at it. At the beginning of the year, he's so athletic, he just liked to fly in there and try and toss something up. But now he's getting a lot better at really slowing down, jump stopping, and trying to find his open teammates.
I'm hearing you say, let the game come to you, don't force anything. And I think that's so important at the varsity level. And we're not looking too far ahead, but, just looking at your schedule coming up, Sylvan Lucas Friday next week, Blue Valley, and then coming up Onega too as well, and then a Saturday game next week. So you've got a lot of games here coming off a busy TVL tournament. So how do you make sure too, everyone, stays fresh and engaged at this point of the season?
So one thing that we are blessed with is that a lot of them are home games. So we don't have to travel quite as much this back half of the season. We do travel to Sylvan, but at least that's on a Friday. So just rest and recovery. I know there's more kids sick out in the school already, so it's just staying hydrated, staying up on fluids. At times I almost feel like a parent because I'm just begging them, drink orange juice, drink water, put a hoodie on before you go outside. I know you heard it growing up all from my dad yelling at us, make sure your head's covered when you go outside. Now I feel like I'm doing the exact same thing with these kids.
Again, talking with head coach of the Linn boys basketball team, Bennett Bargdale. Coach, I appreciate your time. I'll look forward to seeing you tonight over in Linn, and we'll look forward to chatting a few more times here before the season ends.
Yep, thanks, Max.
Linn Bulldogs Coach's Corner, a service of Blue Valley Technologies, the Blue Valley Insurance Agencies, Midwest Products, and Kuhlman Implement and Hardware.